Welcome to GWA, what a beautiful spot. Residential care is a business, isn't it? It's a complex business. It's a tight operating environment, and I know that as a board member of an organisation. But although we're a business, it's about people's lives, and we're in this amazing position to actually influence outcomes for some of the most vulnerable people in our community. And so it's exciting for us to reflect back on what we've actually achieved, which, as I say, is a product that we hope will actually help you to really achieve change in your organisations.
So I was really pleased to be able to write the foreword to the toolkit, and it is really about encouraging management to take this resource on. It's not a decision that staff can make, it's a decision that management need to make. So if you're in a position to make those decisions, I would encourage you to have a go and use this toolkit. If you have access to your senior management to encourage them to drive change in your organisations, then I think showing them that there's a free resource readily available with all the support to help projects run well, then I think we're on a very good path to making aged care the place it should be for the people in care now and for us in the future. So I commend the toolkit to you, and wish you all the very best making use of it. Thank you.
I want to really first of all explain to you about the TOrCCh model. The TOrCCh model is really a way of looking at staff teams and really developing those teams, developing champions at each of those sites. One of the really important things about TOrCCh is that the teams were multidisciplinary. So this really was, if you like, a key thing. This was not just getting all of the carers together, or perhaps, all of the admin staff together, or all of the leadership team together. This was really making sure that there was a voice for everybody. It's a really key concept when we are looking at TOrCCh and implementing it in your workplace. Is I would strongly encourage you to go around and say to people, I need somebody from the kitchen, I need a carer, I need somebody from maintenance, I need a gardener, I need somebody from admin. So you need a whole team approach. And the benefits of getting a team approach is that you really get people from a whole range of different inputs and different ways of thinking. So it really helps with problem solving, and you get a whole load of different ways of looking at things. One of the things I think we were surprised about at the end as well was that there was some very strong relationships built between those groups. So sometimes some of the teams said, okay, well, I know the carers really well because we work day in, day out, but I've never really worked with the kitchen staff. And although I've met them for 2 years and said hello to them each morning, I don't really know them. TOrCCh gave everybody an opportunity to come together, to work together, and to get to know each other. This is the TOrCCh process. And we're going to go through this in a bit more detail, but basically it's broken down into 4 different areas. But with each of those 4 areas, it really is helping this multidisciplinary team work through an issue or a problem that they have identified. It's embodying the beliefs around action research, which is really about looking at an issue in front of you right now and saying, okay, how are we going to solve this? That's where you get motivation. That's where you get people saying, this has been bugging me for 6 months. Every day I trip over that bit of carpet. Every day I think about Mrs. Jones and how we can get her out of her room. I want to make a difference. And it's really about saying, okay, let's work on that problem now. It was really saying, okay, education is fabulous, and I, for one, believe very, very strongly in it. It really makes a difference. However, education alone is not enough, really, to really embed things at a facility level. This was, and I really love this picture as well, this was a set of residents who were in Bethany. Their project was about two things. It was about building a garden, and it was also about getting people on a walking program. But the project itself doesn't have to be something special and super duper. It is a 12-week project. It's short, sharp and sweet. So to start off with, you're looking at something that is not bigger than Ben-Hur, but something that is achievable.
Basically, we had an issue in the facility where people would have problems in the room, might be something broken, damaged equipment, and those issues were not making it all the way to the reporting stage. So we would not find out about these, and later on it would become a much greater issue before you're dealing with it in the preterm.
I took it for myself. I was part of the group. I was nobody any different to anybody else. We were just from all areas and we were all equal playing field. That was it. It was easier though for me, being an admin, to actually access the photocopier and all those little things. So if we needed to do posters, that was great. I could probably do those a lot easier than say Luke in maintenance or someone who's in the kitchen. So my role there, I didn't see it as so much as sponsor, as part of the team who actually had access to the other bits that we needed. So
the main thing we were trying to aim to do was to get this information in the book as quick as possible, whether that be the lack of it. You know, you might tell a carer or something like that from the resident, and they'll say there's an issue in the room, and then they'll get busy with something else and such and such and such, and then you'll end up with nothing coming into the book later on. So that was one area we tackled, and to do that we basically introduced it during our handover meetings and reinforced that with the carers, and made sure that people are aware of what needed to be done. If there's a problem, if you see some broken equipment, please report it straight away. Not only that, but also putting some information there as well, which is very key, and that is who is reporting it, because you might go there and read a report and it's like, it might say wheelchair broken. Well, which wheelchair? There's 40 of them. Which area is it in? And more importantly, who reported it? Because you might go and see that wheelchair and suddenly find out, okay, there's more to this, but I really need to speak to the person that had seen it and find out some additional information. Another side factor of that was nobody was attaching a name to that report, and quite often we would come stuck where we had chased people around, and I'd spend 10 minutes, or Tony, my boss, would spend 10 minutes running around trying to find the person that actually did the report in the first place. But yeah, so through TOrCCh, that was a really key stepping stone for us to get the project off the ground, and we had great results. We audited the books, we ran through the TOrCCh project, and this was our first project as well, so we did everything to the note with this one. And yeah, we had great results then. We did another audit at the end of the project, and we had a significant increase in reports, and as such created a safer and more hazard-free facility.
The exciting thing in launching TOrCCh today, the towards organisational culture change project, is that we've heard how people have used the TOrCCh process to really tackle problems that they see in their facilities and to achieve lasting change. The stories that we've heard are not necessarily complex changes. In one facility it was around communication between staff and residents and using a communication book. In another facility it was simply around lost property. But these are problems that really drive staff and their residents crazy. So TOrCCh was about bringing groups of people together, people who know the answers to the problems that they face in their facilities, but really giving them the tools and empowering them to work together as a team to achieve change that will benefit the people they're caring for.
What I've heard that this morning at the launch of the TOrCCh Toolkit was an example of a walking program and a new set of garden areas that were developed at one of the Bethany homes. And that allowed the residents, and I heard about Mrs. Smith, who was able to then walk about the garden and tend to the plants and the herbs. And she enjoyed then going outside and watering the garden, but she also took the opportunity to walk about with another friend who has dementia. So when Mrs. Smith was out there, she was developing her own skills, and remembering how she used to garden. So this woman had dementia, and now she's able to go out and enjoy the garden as she used to, and share that with another person. So she's made a friend, she's more socially active, and she's also physically active now, walking about in the garden and using the opportunity to exercise. So the TOrCCh Toolkit and the program that was developed at that home enabled Mrs. Smith and her friends to be outside, be active and be physically well. So that's a really good outcome for those people.